Hey, what's going, y'all? I'm the other Ray J. Thanks for stopping by. So, on this road of life, you're going to be running into a lot of different folk. And you might be running into somebody that might say something to you like, well, to be quite frank, I don't want to deal with any bloody negativity whatsoever. Cheers. And that just means that, some folk just ain't got time for all that negativity. They want things to be positive in their life going forward, right? So we're gonna talk about something like that, positives and negatives, things like that. I've been coming up with this idea called the love algorithm. It was just like a light bulb that popped up in my head not too long ago. If you just look up algorithm on Wikipedia, it says that an algorithm is an unambiguous specification of how to solve a class of problems. So I'm gonna be giving y'all a hypothetical synopsis. Basically, I'm gonna be summarizing the theory for y'all. So that doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's been proven. It's just something that was given to y'all from yours truly, the other Ray J. So, like I said, this is an algorithm. So that means that what I'm gonna provide for y'all is something mathematic as far as in regards to positives and negatives. This is all mathematics. So it's not electronic positives, negatives, like from the standpoint of providing a charge, or magnetic in regards to like attraction of the positives and negatives. It's nothing like that. This is purely mathematical. So I thought I'd put that out there. So so we know in math a positive and a negative equals a negative. A negative and a positive equals a negative. A negative and a negative equals a positive, and a positive and a positive equals a positive. We know this. And I believe this totally applies to love. Like I said, this is a love algorithm. So I'm going to break this down in three parts. Well, actually, in three parts. I'm going to break this down sort of in three parts. What I mean by that is the first part is going to be the positive and negative equals the negative, and how the negative and positive equals the negative. That would be the first part. The second part will be the negative and a negative equals a positive. And then the third part will be the positive and a positive equals a positive. Well, the reason why I said for the first part, the positive and negative equals negative, and a negative and positive equals the negative, the reason why I combine those two equations into one part is because it's one and the same. It's all the same. So what that tells me is that regardless of the gender, one person could be doing more for the equation or the relation. One person could be doing positive and the other person not doing anything positive. They negative. And the result is going to always be negative. It's going to always be negative. It reminds me of the codependent and the narcissist situation where one person is giving and the other person is taking. So the person that's giving obviously is the positive person, and the person that's taking is the negative person. So with that said, the person that's giving and is the positive person, that's the codependent, and the person that's taking and is the negative person, that's the narcissist. And so that will equal always a negative situation. That will always equal a negative situation, no matter how hard you try. It's just going to always result in some negative. So, with that said, on that end, you just got to read that situation early. Like I said, regardless of gender, whoever's doing more giving, when you realize you're doing more giving and the other person is just doing more taking, you have to know that in that situation, it's going to be negative no matter how hard you try. You don't want to get too far down the road with this relation, with this equation, with this situation. Notice how I'm keeping it all mathematics. So if you want to look at it that way, then this person is no longer an addition. They are a subtraction. They're something negative. They can't add nothing to you. You're the one giving to them. They have not given to you. It's going to always result in a negative situation from that equation. They're not in addition to you, they are a subtraction based on your multiplication of how you were giving to them. So, but we done breaking down that first aspect of the positive and negative equal negative, and the negative and positive equal negative. Because, like I said, those two are one and the same because it doesn't matter which gender. It's one and the same. It's all the same. So, we're going to go to the second part now, the negative and negative equaling positive. Well, goes back to the whole narcissist and codependent situation. Now, this time you got two negative people in this situation. So that means two narcissists, two takers. Now, based on the whole equation of this, the whole algorithm of this, it should equal to be a positive person, a positive result, right? A positive situation. Oh, man, let me tell you right now, that rarely happens. That rarely happens. And I'm going to tell you why that rarely happens. Because both people came into that situation trying to get some out of it. Both people came into that situation trying to get some out of it. Unless both people are trying to change for the better and help each other, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. So something like this, I would probably even just not even use this particular equation for the love algorithm. I would say a negative and a negative equaling a positive. It doesn't apply to the normal human equation because really it's hard to get two narcissists to come together to make something positive of that situation. Two people that constantly know how to take from another individual, how to do harm to another individual. You rarely see positive results from that situation. So we're just actually going to erase this particular equation of the love algorithm. We're going to erase it right now. Take your number 2 pencil and erase it, please. Anybody got a question? Okay, I don't see no hands. Okay, cool. We're going to keep going. We're going to talk about the final part, which is like the third part of this whole love algorithm I'm talking about, which is a positive and a positive equals a positive. This is what we all strive for. We all strive to be positive. So even for all you negative folk out there, all you narcissists, all you people that want to take, you want to learn how to give. Please learn how to give. It will help you. So it's this idea that we both are giving, positive and positive equaling a positive. So it doesn't really make you feel like you're a codependent because you're giving and that person is giving back. And what you're giving is on the condition of that person giving back to you. That's why I said earlier, when you do read on that a person is negative and you're doing all the giving and they're not, don't stay in that situation and become a codependent. Just get away from that person or tell them to get away from you because they're not giving anything back to you and they never will. We want positive situations in our lives. So you want to meet someone that's going to give to you. You know, they want to be just as giving as you are. That's what you want. You want someone that's going to give back to you. You giving to them, they give back to you. And there's different ways I can go about with talking about all this. But just to keep things a little short today, we're just going to talk from the standpoint that you want to meet someone that's going to give to you like you're giving to them. And this has to be from day one. There can't be no conditions and there can't be no thing about, well, I got to open up a little more and get to know you more before I can give like that. You negative. Bye. So don't do that. You want to meet someone that's happy to meet you, nice to meet you. They really mean it when they say nice to meet you, and they're going to be nice with you. It's going to be a nice situation. It's going to be just cool. Y'all going to be giving back to each other. It's just going to be positive. That's what you want. That's what you always want. Now, see, just as a sidebar, there's some people out there that you hold on to and you never let go because you really love them. But that's still a negative situation. That's still a negative situation of you still holding on to a person that don't even love you. You love them, but they'll never love you the same way. They'll never give to you like you've given to them, but you're still holding on to them. But I guess it's really hard because maybe you may have been deceived and you think about all that you've done and all that you've done to be there for that person. And you never really got a lot of that back. At the end of the day, you still got them not being in your life. Because see, it's really bad when a person walks out of your life. It's To me, it's worse than somebody actually dying. To me, because that person's still alive and still living on with their life, and y'all could have had worked things out because you really enjoy their company, you really love them. It's really unfortunate. That's why you gotta be so careful with who you run into these days. Like I said, keep in mind this love algorithm. I'm telling you, know within that equation of the love algorithm, if you're giving, but you know that person's taking, and they're not really giving you nothing back, reciprocity, you know that's gonna be a negative situation. You cut that off. Now, what I've had to tell myself over time is I have to remember, I have to give myself these friendly reminders and these reality checks of how negative my past relations were, so that over time my thoughts about them will dissipate. Trust me, I know personally. I'm not telling y'all something I do not know. I've been through some things too. I've been through some things too. But me being able to talk about this with y'all is part of my testimony. And I hope y'all got similar testimonies. Got nothing but love for y'all, man. Just keep y'all head up. It's going to be all right. We want positive equations in this love algorithm because we're trying to keep our sum totals on the positive side, right? Signing out.